My queen, listen carefully as I lower my voice not out of weakness, but out of reverence for the truth that now flows from my heart. This is not a poem draped in metaphors, nor a tale woven from imagination. This is my soul, exposed like never before, bleeding words that I cannot hold any longer. I do not speak today to charm you, I speak to anchor you. What I'm about to say will not change with seasons, nor bend with the pressure of royalty. It is my real promise, etched in the most sacred part of my being. You were never a fleeting emotion in my life. You weren't a guest who walked into my world just to admire the palace or bow to the prince. You came in like a storm, shattering glass walls I didn't even know I had built. And from that destruction, I saw something beautiful rise, the real version of myself. The man I am with you is the only one I want to be. That is why, today, I lay down my crown before you and lift up my vow. Not as Sheikh Hamdan, but as a man in love. When people speak of promises, they often refer to future plans, dates, or expectations. But my promise to you is timeless. It stretches across dimensions, holding strong whether you are near me or standing oceans away. I promise to never let silence grow roots between us. I promise that if pain visits us, I'll be its shield. If fear ever knocks, I'll be the one to answer with courage wrapped in devotion. And when happiness walks in, it will see two souls dancing in unity. You once asked me what I feared the most. And I told you nothing. But that was a lie my pride constructed. Because the truth is, my greatest fear is waking up one day and not seeing your light in my life. My fear is a world where I write poetry not to celebrate you, but to mourn your absence. That fear reminds me every single day that you are not replaceable, not erasable, not forgettable. You are my constant. Let this promise be greater than ceremony, deeper than vows spoken before crowds. I'm not promising you perfection, royalty has its flaws too. But I'm promising you realness. In a world where masks are currency, you will always get my raw truth. Even if it trembles. Even if it bleeds. Even if it breaks. Because you are not a visitor in my story. You are the author of every breathtaking page. I know there will be days when clouds darken our sky, when misunderstandings try to erode the bridge between us. But I will hold your hand tighter in those moments. My love is not a delicate flower that only blooms under the sun. It is a fire that refuses to be extinguished, even in the fiercest storm. So when life dares to test us, it will only strengthen my resolve. To love you is not a privilege, it is a calling. A sacred duty I was born to fulfill. And I take it more seriously than anything my title demands of me. I may be admired by many, but I only want to be needed by you. The warmth of your presence melts away every layer of royalty until I am simply a man, yours. Fully, endlessly, unapologetically yours. This promise is not inked on paper, it is carved into my heart. I will not shout it from rooftops, but I will whisper it every night into the air, hoping it reaches you like a lullaby. In your quietest moments, I want you to remember, I did not come to love you for a reason. I came to love you because I couldn't survive otherwise. Your dreams will be mine to protect, your pain mine to soften. I will not let the world dim the shine you were born with. Let them watch us, let them speculate, let them build stories. But the truth we hold cannot be touched by gossip or judged by tradition. We were crafted by something deeper than fate, we were made by divine design. And if the day ever comes when my voice cannot reach you, when my presence is a memory rather than a comfort, know this one thing, my promise still lives. It lives in every poem I've ever written for you. It lives in the way the desert wind moves, soft yet persistent. It lives in the silence between every royal duty I perform, because behind it all, it is still you I carry. So my queen, listen to this final whisper. I may wear the robes of a ruler, but my soul kneels before you. This is not a statement of passion, it's a declaration of permanence. The world may see us as a story, but I see us as eternity. And this is my real promise to you. One that no force, no crown, no distance, and no fate can ever undo. And so, as each sunrise graces the horizon, I rise with the thought of you. Even before the palace awakens and the city stirs, your name is already echoing in the silence of my heart. The world expects me to begin the day with royal responsibilities, but I begin it with your memory. Your laughter, your gentleness, the way your eyes reflect a calm I've never found anywhere else. My queen, your presence is the compass of my existence, and without it, I am nothing but a prince with a hollow crown. I know there have been moments when you've doubted me, not because you wanted to, but because life has made you cautious. I've seen it in your silence, in the way your voice trembles when you ask questions you're too afraid to hear the answers to. Let me take away those doubts tonight. Let me stand before you, bare of ego, stripped of grandeur, and speak only as your man. I never chose you for beauty, though you are the embodiment of grace. I chose you because you were real when the world around me was made of illusions. Every time I stepped onto a balcony and waved to thousands, I secretly searched the crowd for your face. Not because I doubted your loyalty, but because seeing you, even at a distance, reminded me that my life had substance beyond ceremonies. I have smiled for the world, but I have only truly smiled when I caught you watching me with pride. You, my queen, are the only audience that matters. And for you, I would gladly step down from every throne just to hold your hand in a room no one else knows. Do you remember the night we stood beneath the stars and spoke no words? I do. I remember how the silence between us felt like a language older than poetry. In that moment, I realized I didn't need to convince you of anything. My presence was enough, your heartbeat was enough. That is the kind of love we have, unspoken, unwavering, untamed. It defies logic and exceeds every royal decree. No law, no legacy, no lineage will ever change what was written for us in the constellations. I do not promise you ease, but I promise you constancy. The world may take us through storms, through separations, through days of silence, but my soul will always fight its way back to you. Even if my voice is silenced by duty, my eyes will speak for me. Even if my hands are busy with the burdens of state, my heart will be beating for you alone. You are not an option in my life. You are the pulse of it. The only truth I have never questioned. I see you in places you've never stood. In the echo of marble halls. In the shadows of ancient forts. In the wind that sweeps through my country's dunes. You are woven into the essence of who I am. I have traveled through cities and deserts, sat in courts and flown over mountains, but no landscape is as breathtaking as the thought of you waiting for me. And if ever I feel lost, I do not seek maps, I seek memories of you. There is a kind of madness in how much I need you. But it is not the destructive kind. It is the madness that gives birth to art, to change, to revolution. You have made me braver, softer, wiser. I have stood before kings and walked through fire, but none of it made me a man. Loving you did. You gave me something no throne could offer, purpose. Not for the kingdom, but for myself. And in that, I found peace. I know I've hurt you at times, not through words, but through distance. Through the obligations that pulled me away from your arms. And I ask your forgiveness not as a ruler who regrets, but as a lover who aches. I am not perfect, my queen, but I am yours. And I will spend the rest of my life earning the honor of being your forever. Every day, every hour, I choose you again. And I will continue to, even in lifetimes yet to come. Your love has become the anthem I hum beneath my breath. It's in the ink of every poem I write, the sigh between every verse. I write not to impress the world, but to confess to you. My poetry is a quiet rebellion against everything that says I must stay silent. Through my lines, I speak truths that I sometimes can't say aloud. And this truth reigns above all. I love you without condition, without timeline, without end. Even if history forgets my name, let it never forget the woman who held my heart. Let the archives say I ruled with dignity, but loved with desperation. That though the world praised my strength, it was you who discovered my softness. Let them write books about my legacy, but let my poetry be your private monument, carved in eternal devotion to your soul. Tonight, I will close my eyes with the hope that you hear me across the winds. That these words find you and wrap around your heart like a prayer. I have spoken to you not as a prince, not as a poet, but as a man whose only wealth is your love. My queen, this promise I've made, it is not temporary. It is not performative. It is the one truth that outlives the titles, the time, and the world. This is my real promise. My final word. My sacred vow. And if one day, all the gold in my chambers is reduced to dust, and the world forgets the glamour of my name, I would still be rich beyond measure if your heart still beats for me. For all the treasures I have known, none compared to the moment your fingers first intertwined with mine. In that simple gesture, I discovered the eternity I had spent a lifetime seeking. Not in cathedrals or palaces, not in medals or praises, but in the softness of your touch and the quiet strength of your loyalty. There is a place within me where even my closest guards cannot enter, a sacred garden fenced by emotion and sealed with silence. That place belongs only to you. It is where I retreat when I'm wounded, where I celebrate when I triumph. You are the sanctuary of my spirit, the calm to my chaos. And though the world may know my face, only you know my truth. That is the essence of what we are. Not a royal affair, but a divine connection. Not performance, but purpose. I have often wondered what fate was thinking when it brought you to me. Did it know how fiercely I would hold on to you? Did it understand the magnitude of what it was creating when our eyes met for the first time? You were not written in my destiny as a fleeting chapter. You were crafted to be the entire plot. My queen, you are not just the reason I write. You are the reason I breathe differently. The reason silence sounds sweeter. The reason every sunrise feels like a beginning rather than a continuation. So as I lay down tonight beneath the vast, moonlit sky of my homeland, I whisper your name to the stars. Not because I expect a response, but because I want the heavens to witness what I feel. This is no ordinary love. This is no passing infatuation. This is a royal promise from a soul that has found its eternal match. And no matter how many years pass or how many battles I face, the vow remains unchanged. My queen, I am yours, endlessly and irrevocably. And now, as I speak from a place not of bitterness, but of deep, enduring care, I want you to know that I carry no resentment in my heart. Only love. Only tenderness. Only quiet hope that somewhere, somehow, you found peace. I will never see you as someone who left. I will always see you as someone who tried, someone who loved in silence when words weren't allowed, someone whose heart